What is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip coming at you with the video game review of WWE2K19. And boy, this game, we get a lot of first looks from around the globe. It seems like for WWE2K, I saw several channels, some big, some smaller. They got the opportunity to get like first plays and first look throughs, and the things I saw were incredible. I saw things like being able to walk through the steel cage door in the steel cage match, and now and also in that steel cage match, you can also now fight up the cage, and you have to do like the game, the mini game to get there, which I think is pretty good. I think that. But it always was a mini game, but they revamped it, which I think is pretty good. No, they might want to do that with the ladder match. They might want to do that with the ladder match next year. They might want to add a mini game to the ladder match, so that in particular, like so when you press the button to climb the ladder, and all of a sudden you can just go, and then the more you press, the more he climbs. Maybe do like that, and then maybe that might make it easier for you to, that might make it easier for you to, try to figure out how to, like stop and grab and things like that. So you might want to add that with to the ladder match. But I thought that was a good look. You also do now with Hell in a Cell. They revamped Hell in a Cell. Now you can't, unfortunately, now reach under and try to get a weapon. You can't do that. And which is they're gonna have to fix that, because as we just saw in the Hell in a Cell real life, they can still look under and get a table, and they can still like get a chair and things like that. So they might want to fix that, along with making the cell red apparently. So they might want to do that for next year. But yeah, now you can fight up the case, and then if you can get knocked off the side of the cell, and they fix how you get out of the cell too. A lot of great improvements, I think, for this game. There's like the match types. When now you can I always thought that to have an 8 men, but not have tag team ladder matches. I thought that was. I didn't. You could have tag team ladder matches, but you couldn't have multiple. But you couldn't have more than 2. And now you can. You can have a triple threat tag match. You can now have a quadruple 4-way tag match. And you can add a ladder match. You can do it regularly. You can do it any way you want to. So I like that. Now, having said that, they still need to do more when it comes to the match types. So if you want to customize a match, you still you should be able to customize it and have a triple threat steel cage match with the only rule is you have to knock them out. You can't escape, you can't pin them, but you can knock them out. You know what I'm saying? That's how you win. And I think that's good. You still can't do that really. At least from the matchup screen. From the matchup screen, you can't do that. And in universe mode. Now they've done some things differently. Where now, last year in 2K18, in universe mode, you couldn't necessarily use your created matches like on Raw or on SmackDown or NXT. The custom matches that you created could only be used on pay-per-view. Now you can use them anywhere you want. As I always do, created a First Blood match. The First Blood match was used I could use it on Raw. So I was glad to see, but it's so still. With that being said, in particular for universe mode, we really need to see you be able to edit more match types in universe mode. Yeah, in the entire the whole game we can do that, but in particular, definitely universe mode. That needs to be upgraded for next year. Another thing that needs to be that needs to be upgraded, I think, is the promos. Now this year the promos I saw some stuff that said they were supposed to be better, and I played universe mode, and from what I've seen, it has been better. It has been better. They do make more sense, and they do make and there are a lot more stuff about it. But I also do think, I've also seen some stuff from where, like, now, like, if you have Paul Heyman as your manager, he does the speaking for you. So I think that's incredible too. But I also think that there needs to be more, more emphasis about stuff. There needs to be more emphasis about, like, what's going on. I would also like to see that the promo, because nobody really does in-ring promo anymore. Well, I shouldn't say nobody really does in-ring promo. They actually still do in-ring promos. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about there. I don't know what you're talking about, AJ. But I like to see backstage promos. That's what I should have just said. I like, not only so like when you select promo, right? You should have the opportunity to select backstage or in ring, and then backstage you could have Charlie Caruso, and Charlie Caruso could be standing there, and then the person walked in, and then Charlie Caruso asked the question. And you do the same thing. You can have self promotion, call out, whatever. You can even talk about rivalry. You talk about rivalry. If you want to, but whatever it is, and then you can still have people interrupt your backstage promo. Your backstage promo can end up being a fight. You get jumped. So anything. So I think there's still a lot more work to be done, but I still think it's good. So I would love to see that make its way into WWE 2K19, WWE 2K20, if that's what it's going to be, what should be next year's game? Should it be 2K20, or should it just be 2020, or should they even just change it? The one thing I don't want to see is GM mode. I've noticed that for like everywhere. Everyone's talking about bring back GM mode. We need GM mode. No, we really don't need GM mode. Universe mode is good enough. They just need to make that a lot better. As for as good as it is, as for as good as they have improved it, let's make universe mode even better. And one of the things they made better is that now when you simulate matches, you can choose a winner, which I think is fantastic. Because so if you want to recreate Cedric Alexander's long winning streak, they said on Super Showdown that Cedric Alexander had never lost in 2018, and he hadn't lost since late 2017. So he hadn't lost in like over 300 days. So if you wanted to do that, then that's the way you can do it. Then now when you simulate, it puts up there who do you want to win, and I like that. Especially if you want to simulate a match. If you simulate a title match, you want to make sure that person maintains the title. You can do it now. I love it. I also love the fact that now obviously you can set rivalries. But now you can also just now play. And then if something happens, it says that there's a potential rivalry at the bottom, so then they can start a rivalry, or it can, and it's still doing the thing from last year where it's like it starts to like brew. There's a rivalry that starts to brew, and so that you have like things down there where it's like it says, climbing or closer, whatever it says, and it's like a color to win so that it can get up and be a rivalry. I still like that. I still say, however, that another way to fix the rivalries is to have is to have not only the generic rivalries, but also to have the. Now, I have not played long enough to see if two people or two teams in a rivalry still like if they still wrestle each and every week. I've not gotten to that point yet. Hopefully they fix that so that doesn't happen because it doesn't happen in real life anymore. Really, and if they do, there's a confrontation. They do it mixed up. They put it in tag teams or in triple threat matches or something. They do something different. It's not just each and every week. Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. Pay-per-view, Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. No, that doesn't happen. So, although sometimes it feels like it, doesn't it? in real life, WWE fans know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it does feel like, haven't we seen this match like 4 times in the last 2 weeks? I mean, come on, why are you doing? But it doesn't really feel like that. But it isn't. It feels like that, although it really isn't. So, but what I really would like to see is I'd like to see you be able to like have like storylines. So, for instance, right? Keep it where if the rivalry is just if it grows, if two people grow into a rivalry, then that's okay. But if you select the rivalry, like if you want to select slot 1, you want to go Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Okay, but then so then when you select that, but then there's like another menu where you select what rivalry do you want. And you can have all different types of things. You can select, okay, it's a Universal Championship rivalry, meaning that Kevin Owens is going after chasing the Universal Championship. It's a who's the better man rivalry, where it can be a friendly competition thing where they try to outdo each other to see who can like get the most wins, and then or who can beat each other. Maybe and it ends up being, you end up having like a match at a pay-per-view, and then you have a match on Raw, and then you end up going back to having another pay-per-view match where the blow-off is like a 2 out of 3 falls match or something like that, just to see who's the better person. Or you can even have like the series match, like with the best of 7 series. You can do that. So many storylines that you can add to it. So that's what I like to see. Not only would I like to see them grow and have keep the grow into a rivalry scene that they've done the last couple seasons, last couple of games, but then also add the fact that when you actually create and select the rivalry and put it into one of the slots, that you can have the option, if you want the option, to select a storyline for that excuse me, for that rivalry. I think that would be a good way to go too. There's a lot of other things that are so good about this game. They have now, you can make cash-ins. You can have cash-ins during the matches. The thing is awesome, and you can select the cash-ins where you want it to go, how you want it to happen. So I think that's good. I think what's also good about it is that also now they've also added the fact that you can select the Money in the Bank winners. So again, I have not gone so far into universe mode where I've gotten to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but I hope to get to there. And so then what I like to do is I like to see is that if I do the women's ladder match and the men's ladder match and see who wins, if they automatically goes in there, or if I have to do that, either way would be okay. If the Miz wins the Money in the Bank ladder match in universe mode, but it doesn't pop up as the Miz being the winner, I made the match, I saw him win, so I can give him the championship. I can give him the Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah, excuse me. So yeah, I'd like to see that. See how that goes. There's still a lot of other things too that I think can make this an even better game. I think one of the things is the DLC. Now I know the DLC is it's that temptation that make you want to buy more or spend more money than just on the game, which I have no problem with. But what I think what I had a problem with is the fact that they are using the DLC as for new stars. For people who have been around a while, like the DLC matches. The DLC is going to contain Ricochet. It's going to contain the War Raiders. Going to contain all of the NXT girls: Candice LeRae, Lacey Evans, Dakota Kai, Mike and Maria Kanellis. Is going to contain all these people, but all these people should be in the actual game. That's what it really should be. They should really be in the game. The DLC should be the legends. It should be John Cena from 13, or it should be Ric Flair from 1985. It should be Dusty Rhodes from 1985. Ted DiBiase from 92 or whatever. That's who the DLC should be. It should be the legends. It should either be the legends or it should be people that are signed, like that have just been recently been signed. Like this guy Matt Riddle. They signed Matt Riddle a couple months ago. Obviously, before they before the game, before they could put him in the game. So what they should do then is they should get Matt Riddle. They should scan him, get his moveset, and then he should be in the DLC later this year or at the beginning of next year. That's what the DLC should be. It shouldn't be people that are already on the thing. But the fact that Adam Cole is the North American champion and not Ricochet, when we all saw that Ricochet beat Adam Cole for it at the last takeover, it's like, oh, come on. And it don't even get started on no Nikki Cross and no Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, I don't even know what they were even thinking. So what's that? So what else? Oh yeah. So showcase mode. So now, if you watched me the other night on the live stream, and if you don't know, I do live stream games. I'm over on Twitch, twitch.tv/A2020. Make sure you go over and follow me. I either restream or sometimes I do fully live stream the games on my backup channel, Andre Triplet. Make sure you go over and subscribe to that one as well if you are a gamer as well, or if you just like to watch people play video games. Those two are there for you. Links down in the description box as well if you want to go through it and figure that out. So, but anyway, I played the Daniel Bryan showcase mode, and I didn't miss showcase mode from last year. I really didn't. And it really, and I think I just played it. Really just shows that it's just showcase. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. At least I don't like it at the way it is right now, because the way it is that they have you do things to set up some of the things that went on, or at least try to replicate as best they can how the matches went in real life. They try to do that, but one of the things they wanted you to do is that you face they wanted to do, you have Daniel Bryan, right? So they wanted you to face Randy Orton, and they wanted you to put Randy Orton in the yes lock with the with the Singapore cane. Now Dan Bryan's got an OMG moment for that. So you press R1 and triangle. I have a PlayStation, so that's what you do. You press R1 and triangle, and when you stand in front of Randy Orton, so that you can do that. But the way it was started is that it was started by Dan Bryan would go back and swing and to hit him. But every time I would do it, Randy Orton would punch me or kick me or something to stop me. And every time, and I just, and so at some point I was just like, listen. And I was just like, no, listen, you can't do this. You can't do this way. So, all of this was, it was kind of silly. It really was. It was just kind of silly, and it really did not need to be done. They didn't need to bring back showcase mode. It really is it's just not good. It really isn't. So listen, you don't have to bring back showcase mode. No more showcase mode. No more. Just continue working on universe mode. That's the best one. Also, I had fun playing. I had fun playing. I really did. I did have some trouble with some other things, but that's not about the game or anything like that. It could be one part of the game because we had one thing we had was that I had to have a submission match inside of a steel cage with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and I don't know, that seemed to be way too hard. and actually, I've played several submission matches. And they do seem to be way too harder than it should be, because I have turned somebody's body part purple. It is gray, purple and gray. I mean, they are. It is not good for them, right? And I put them in a submission move, and they don't tap out. Now I was having some trouble with the buttons, so maybe that could have been it. But I kind of do feel that maybe it's submission mode might be too hard for that. So, maybe they might need to, fix that out. I have not played the $1 Million Towers yet. I plan to do that very soon. I might do that tonight. Try that out. I'm gonna live stream tonight. Hopefully, we'll see. But we'll see how that goes. But I think. I definitely think that there could be some different things changed with that, but so far I like the Towers mode. I think that is a good other thing gameplay to add to it. So I like that. That's a good ad for WWE2K19. So let's see. Is there any other things? I think they added this thing called Payback, which one of the things I like. And what it is something that it's like a wrestler's another new way to play the wrestlers, another new skill for the wrestlers to have. And I like that. I like to see them add to that, to add more things to the Paybacks. Keep that thing and just add more skills to it. I think that would be great. A great more add-on for the game. One thing I like to see is I like to see them continue. I like to see them continue to add to their to their creation suite. I actually like to see them like fully revamp it. I like to see it fully revamp it, and what I mean by that is, I like for them to not only with like interests and victories, but like do more, because it's some of the same things we've seen past 3 or 4 years. It's some of the same music for the interests. It's some of the same motions past 3 or 4 years. It's some of the same styles of clothing. You know, if you want to keep those, fine, but maybe add more clothing styles, add more, you know, designs, for on the clothing designs or something like that. Add more music, add more, music, add more motions, especially add motions for a 4 or 5 person stable. Add a motion for a 4 or 5 person stable. Add, add one for heel, add one for face, add one, for females, right? Add more female motions. One for female heels, female faces. Add more of those. So I like to see them totally redesign the creation suite as a whole. If they want to keep some of the same stuff, that's totally fine. But just add more to it. Add more to it, so that you have more options to create. Also, bring back that scene from a past WWE game where the Titantron was automatically created. I forget what game it was, but there was a game. I don't know if it was 13 or if it was 14, but whatever it was, when you created a player, it automatically created a Titantron, to where the Titantron was the created player wrestling the real, wrestling some of the real superstars, and it was shown up there. They could do that if they wanted to, or they could give you the option, because now I'm not even sure if they really even show a video anymore, right? I don't think they do. I don't think they show a video anymore. What they usually do is that they show the name of the superstar, or they show like the logo or something. So I think that's what you could do. You could maybe do that where you can edit the Titantron to show the name of your superstar, or a logo that you wanted up there. So I think that's something that they also could add on the creation suite. To the creation suite. Excuse me. I also think when it comes to the move set, I said this last year. You don't need all those taunts. You really don't. You really don't need all those taunts. You really don't. So they really need to. They need to figure out a way to maximize that, and not maximize that, minimize that somehow. So that where you can just, and they kind of do it like with quick edit, where you can just go ahead and you can just edit. You can just select a certain style, and then you can have those taunts. And that's okay. But I think those taunts there's still better way that you can streamline those taunts, so that it's a lot more, so that because I just like that makes no sense. So, and also when it comes to create a move set, I think they need to go back, because they did this one time before. They need to go back to having the signature and the finishing moves just be a part of that. And what I mean by that is that, because right now we like when you go to like on the signature move, select the signature move, seemingly almost every move in the game is there. Almost every move is there. Now, what I would like to see, the one or two things. What I like to see them do is either just have moves that you think are signature worthy, moves that are finisher worthy, and just have them in that spot for the special moves, the signature moves, right? And just have them in that spot, have them separate from moves that you would do in a normal grapple, in a medium grapple, and a back grapple, strong grapple, whatever, right? Have those have moves that you would do in those grapples for that, and then have those moves that you would have for in finishers. So you can separate them, or and this might be the better option. Still do that. Still separate them. But then when you go through the regular moves, like when you are selecting moves for your medium grapple or for your strong grapple, front or rear, they've done something where you can favor it, which I like that. So you should be able to you can favor it. Then what you also should be able to do is you can also be able to add that to the special moves. So that when you press you can press something, you can press whatever, you can press that thing on the thing. Whatever, I forget what that's called, but you can press it, and then the thing come up there, add the favorites, and add to special moves, and then you can hit select X to add it to favorites, or select X to select it to add it to special moves. So, for instance, if you are somebody that likes to do the dragon suplex as a finisher, and they have dragon suplex as only a strong grapple, then that's okay. Hit the button in between, and the button I'm talking about is between the share button and the start button, that big long wide button above the on the PlayStation logo button thing. I don't know what it's called, but you hit that, and then you add it to your favorites, and then you can add it to the special moves. So that when you did go to special moves, the dragon suplex would be there for you. I think that's the best way to go about that. Because right now it's just there's way too many moves to go through, and some that don't make sense. They have up there punch one. Why would punch one be a finisher? Unless you want to make a jobber or something. And maybe some people do. Some people do make jobbers, so that they make jobbers so that for their universe mode, and they go ahead and they'll make jobber. Braun Strowman versus jobber. And so that's what they do, to have a squash match or something. Maybe but I don't think that. I think most people, when they create people, they create themselves, they create them friends, or they try to create another whole universe or something. If they try to create players from other organizations or anything like that. So it's kind of what I do. I create a whole bunch of people. I created 12. I created 12 wrestlers. So I think that's going to be interesting. So yeah, I think that's what they should do. They should make sure to differentiate a signature from a finisher, but have the option to take a move from the regular move set and add it to the signature and finisher. That's something that they should be able to think about. So now for my final review, I think after playing some of this other stuff and some of the seeing some of the other first looks here on YouTube and on Twitter and other things like that, seeing some of the things that you could do and some of the things that they upgraded, I think is absolutely fantastic. These things, like I've said through this entire review, they still have more ways to go, and they need to take some stuff out. They need to add more stuff in certain places. But for right now, I think they've done a fantastic job. I've had no problems with any glitches really, or any glitches. And no problem with any well, there's one glitch. I was setting them up on the table for a power driver, and then they seemingly moved off the table and he got power drive basically on the thin air. So, but otherwise, I haven't seen any glitches or any crashes. So far, so I think I think they really did listen to a lot of our critiques over the over last year's game. I think they really realized that that we wanted a great game. And I also really think, one of the things I disagree with was that I remember watching something here on YouTube about WWE2K18, and someone was talking about that I don't really want these people to be real life. I don't want it to be like that, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I want a real life type simulation type game as close as you could get. I want that. I think you still get that too. They've done some things that you can add to it. And I think they kind of speeded up the game a little bit, and but it's still almost like you still maybe have kind of a wrestling contest, which I think is good. And then they've also added these crazy modes like big head mode, and you can add all these filters onto it to add more fun to it for those who want to have it like that. So I think they've struck that line very well. This is a fantastic game. Like I said, not perfect, not yet, but if they add some of the things that I've talked about and maybe do some other things as well, this is they could end up making the perfect sports game. So I'm going to give it 4.25 stars. Fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and see what they do for next year. I really hope, really hope that they do something with the DLC, and they in particular continue with the adding with the creation suite and even making universe mode even better. No need to add a GM mode. No need to add a showcase mode. Just continue to fix those, and we're on our way to having a fantastic, perfect game, I think. So, post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what your review is of the game, what you would give the game. Tell me what you would like to see fixed, what you want them to add, and how do you feel about what I think about it, and what I like to see add. Let me know down in the comment section. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And once again, another reminder, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/atriplet20. Follow my backup channel, Andre Triplet, here on YouTube. I either will restream my live stream from Twitch to Andre Triplet, or sometimes I might go live on Andre Triplet with a game. Not only is WWE2K out, but Black Ops 4 is coming out. Blackout. I plan on be streaming that this weekend as well. So you're definitely gonna want to be there for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Trip signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.